Hey guys, welcome to JPT. I'm Carson G, and this is Just Plain Tech. In today's video, we're going to go over some of the best Linux apps and games that you should definitely be using. Alright, let's do it. Before we start this video, I have two announcements to make. One, guys, don't worry, that Raspberry Pi PC build guide video is on the way. It's still not here. So yeah, that's taken a while. Number two is we have discontinued teaser videos. Reason being, out of all the 2.1 thousand views that my channel has gotten throughout its, month and a half I've been doing this, only 3 of those views were teaser videos, which just goes to show that the community is just not interested in those teaser videos, hence why we discontinued them. So don't be expecting any more teaser videos. However, I may list some upcoming videos in the discussion tab of this channel, so if you'd like to see what some future videos are, be sure to check the discussion tab so that you can stay up to date. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so here we are on Ubuntu. Let's start with some games, because why not? This is Ubuntu, but most of these are available on other distros, such as Red Hat-based distros and Slackware-based distros. Most of them. Alright, so our first one here is Super Tux Kart. It runs on 32-bit and 64-bit computers. It requires OpenGL 3.1 or later, if the latest one does. But if you're on like Ubuntu 14.04 where the package is a little bit outdated, it might run better on an older computer. It's a fun racing game. Use the arrow keys to move. I'm actually not sure if mouse does anything. No, the mouse doesn't do anything. I'm always bad at accelerating. But, yeah, it is a nice little game that runs on pretty much any computer. Well, if you have the Ubuntu, if you're using an older distribution like Ubuntu 14.04, which I am, it will run on, it will run on pretty much any computer. And it is really fun, has tons of courses, and I think you'll like it. Another one is Eltris, which, as far as I'm aware, is only available on Ubuntu. Ubuntu-based and Debian-based distros. I am not sure. It's basically Tetris with nice graphics. Because, we all love playing our old games with new graphics, don't we? Let's be honest here. So it is a nice little fun game to have, and let's be realistic. It's Tetris, so it will run on pretty much any computer. No problem. Maybe 15-year-old, almost definitely. Maybe 20-year-old computers even. I mean, obviously, if maybe these graphics might not run on 20-year-old computers, but obviously you could get, another game based on Tetris that, kind of has more old computer-friendly graphics. If this won't run on your computer, but I pretty much guarantee that it's going to be able to run on your computer. So, yeah. And I'm not sure what other distros it's available besides Debian and Ubuntu-based distros. It may be available for Red Hat, and I don't know if it's available for Slackware. So another one is Trophy. Again, this will run on pretty much any computer. most of these games don't require too many resources. Actually, wait, what am I doing? I already have a loaded game. So, it is a nice free game, as all of them are. Come on, we're using Linux. We got the free stuff. So it's a 2D car racing game, and pretty much just drift around the whole time. You can collect and use bullets to shoot people and explode their car, like what happened right there. And I think X is shoot and use the arrow keys to move around. But oh, I did not see that. It is an old computer-friendly game. It will run on pretty much any computer. So, yeah. We'll just quit. Okay. Now, another game is GLtron. It is a game based on Tron, obviously. So, I did kind of find the controls a little confusing, so I changed the controls to my likings, which is an option in this game. That option is really helpful in case you don't like the controls. So, obviously, it's a Tron-based game. It will run on pretty much any computer. Again, I'm not sure which version of OpenGL it requires, but this computer has OpenGL 1.4 and OpenGL ES 2.0. So, with those specs, it will pretty much run on any computer, and it's running just fine. I think it requires a lower version than 1.4, maybe even 1.0 or 1.2. I honestly don't know, but chances are it will run on your computer. And it's a really fun game. I play it all the time. Another one is Minetest. Who wants to pay for Minecraft when you can have a Minecraft knockoff? I'm usually not a fan of Minecraft knockoffs, but this one is actually pretty good. Minecraft does take up a lot of resources, and Minetest is a really easy and fun game to play. It's pretty much alike to Minecraft, kind of the same controls. And hey, look at this. Look at this performance. I'm playing on an Acer Aspire 1 ZG5 computer, and the actual version of Minecraft would have pretty much no chance of running on this thing. But hey, we got Minetest running on here, which is pretty cool. The thing I don't really like is that you cannot change the daylight cycle. So you're like right now, I'm kind of stuck in. Wait, let me test something. Let's see how alike this really is to Minecraft by getting a bed and seeing if we can skip. No, this has beds, right? We're gonna get a bed and skip today. Oh my. Are there no beds? Or maybe this is just because I'm using Ubuntu 14.04. Maybe I think there are beds in the newer version. But yeah. It is a really fun game to play. If you like Minecraft, you will probably like it. Even if you don't like Minecraft knockoffs like me, you will still probably like this game. And yeah. So we're just gonna exit to OS. Alright, so that is that's pretty much it for games. Now let's move on to apps. Alright, here we are on apps. So number one is LibreOffice. It comes built in with many Linux distributions. For example, Ubuntu, Debian, all those other kinds of Linux distributions. Mostly Ubuntu and Debian based. I'm not actually sure if you can get it on a Yum or Slackware based distro. Probably Yum. I'm not sure about Slackware, but yeah. So it's fast and speedy compared to Google Docs or Microsoft Word. It takes up a lot less resources, and it's got a lot of tools up here, and you don't have to pay for it or anything, which, like, really, who wants to pay like $100 a month or something like that for Microsoft Word? Like, honestly, when you could just get LibreOffice for free. And honestly, it's so much faster and much more reliable than Microsoft Word, so I definitely recommend this over anything else. Alright, see, if you exit without saving, it will actually warn you. Something Windows sometimes does. Anyway, I don't want to save an empty document. So, yeah, let's move on. I know, we kind of already touched games, but I have a lot of games I like, so I'm going to show you another one. This one is called Open Sonic, so I'm guessing by the name that it's an open source Sonic game, but I'm not actually sure. It is Linux native. I'm not actually sure if you can get this on Ubuntu based distros. I only have it on Slackware, so as far as I'm aware, it is only available on Slackware, but I'm pretty sure you might be able to get it on Ubuntu at least, maybe even Red Hat based distros. It is a fun and nice game to play. It was developed in 2008 through 2010, so it will probably run on pretty much any computer you can imagine. I'm not even sure if this needs OpenGL or not at this point. It is a really fun and game. It's a really fun and nice game to play, and it doesn't take space. A lot of the things with Linux games and apps is that they don't take up much space. It's like Windows software these days may take up a couple gigs of space, but good old Linux software only takes up this game only takes up something like 20 or 50 megabytes. So that's not that much, especially if you only have like a 10 gigabyte computer. I mean, I have 160 gigs on this thing, but still. So most of these apps, they actually don't take up much storage at all, which is really nice. But that's also the same with most Linux apps. There aren't many, like, Windows games would take up a lot of space, and Linux not so much, and that's also probably one of the reasons why they will run on a lot of computers, is because they don't take up so much stinking space, and they can load into RAM real easily, so you don't need the super high-speed hard drive or something like that. So, yeah, that's one. And I have one more game after this. So Notes, might not be able to get the same version of Notes, but I'm pretty sure you can get an equivalent for your Linux distribution. So obviously we can type a new note and type. But yeah, whatever. So, another one is Pac-Man Arena. It is a 3D Pac-Man game, which is really fun to play. So we're going to do start. So as you can see, it's a 3D accelerated Pac-Man game, which doesn't take up much resources. Maybe not as much resources as you'd think. It is a really fun game to play. Again, it will run on pretty much any computer. I'm pretty sure this game takes up like less than 10 megabytes. So, again, it's one of those nice... The thing I like about pretty much almost all Linux software I can imagine is not very space consuming. Most software, I think the highest I've ever seen Linux software is only 2 gigabytes. The biggest Linux app I've ever seen, I think, is Flight Gear, I'm pretty sure, and that only takes up like 2 gigabytes. So that honestly is not that bad. Most of them don't even take up a gigabyte, take up just a couple megabytes. So it is nice to have that kind of storage space saved. So yeah, so there's that game. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Those are the games and apps that I use on Linux a ton. And most of these you can get on lots of different distributions. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell down below so that you don't miss out on any of our future videos. We'll see you next time.